Hi guys. Obviously I touched on today how it could be a bit frustrating. So um, I've gone through Lingfield and Chelmsford. So this is a sort of process that I go through on a daily basis. So start off at the top. Um, like last time out winners. So I'll look at who's won last time out now. 4-2 Fizzy tomorrow. Won by 5.5 lengths, but it's up in class, so that will probably be to offset the weight. It's also got a claim on tomorrow. Now, you could get really excited by that, but then you could also look at the other ones in the race, and there's a few that have in with chances that have got claimers on. So I'm not going to put any selections out as such yet. I'm going to run through them, see what prices I can get. Now, course and distance tomorrow. A few of you that who also follows Steve might have heard him mention a few of these. Now, I probably could have saved myself some time looking at his back form because this was, but this is a process I'll go through. I don't look at Steve's until I've picked my own. So, Markule in the 123, got to agree. 4 wins at the course, 5 distance, 3 course and distance. You've got the Defiant. I think it's a great price. It's 7-1. 3 at the course, 10 at the distance, 3 course and distance. Hitched in the 415, 452. So then I also looked down at the highest earners. So there's some figures on the end there. Now, what interests me is obviously I'll look at the earnings per start, and you've got 3 there that stand out at the highest earners per start, which is Hitched in the 415. But then obviously you've also got Farezi Lane in the 415. Now, if you go over to the earnings, both big earners as well. So then I've looked at where they've won the money. Now, Hitched, there's 9 wins in total. 7 have come on turf though. Whereas Farad Lane has got 6 wins in total, but 3 of them are on the all weather. So that's worth noting. Defiant's got 10 wins in total, 8 turf wins. So, and Mr. Blue, which is another one in the 415, might be worth a look at the price. 8 wins, 6 on turf though. Now we've got a couple of big class changes. So we've got Everest and Daddy Chilean as class changes. I'll go over to the other side. So then I'll look at, I'll break it down to the wins and places basically. So there's 233. There's 3 there that are got decent percentage wins and also decent percentage places. Now 4-2 Fizzy again is up there, so that's interesting. In the 415, you've got Hitched with and Mr. Blue with a 22% win rate and a 39 and a 49% place. One that stood out from a race on its own was Beta Reader in the 123. There's only 7% win, but 40% place, so that's done well. Now, quick returns. I was surprised not to see Steve have this one tonight, which is his World of Dorsey, because it's a good price tomorrow. I know that he's probably thinking, well, I've packed it and backed it and backed it. I'm not sure, but look at his quick returns. Now, in 7 times, it's done a quick return, which is basically where it's raced and then raced again shortly after. 2 of them, it's wins. So 29% on a quick return. Some horses never do a quick return, so that's worth noting. Al Shabad as well in the 343 will be worth a bit more inspection. So then what I'll do, um, I'll then have my little notebook. Um, so as you can see, Masacure is 10-3, and the other one that I mentioned was Beta Reader at 6-1. The 158 at Lingfield is novices, which I'll be looking to watch. Might have a little play on Nuptown Girl just on its pedigree, and because there's 3 in the race that are quite well fancied, it drives the price up at 14-1. So it might be a personal play, it won't be one for the channel, but just to give you an understanding why it's down on there, it'll be a no bet race for the channel. Now, 233, as you can see, we've got far too fizzy with the claim run, but I've put Wise Track has also got a claim run. There's another one that's got a claim run, so you have to do a bit more digging into that before I get to a definite answer. Now, the 308, I do like the Defiant. I think the Steve's had that one as well at 7-1. I think that would definitely be a play tomorrow at the price. The 343, one we've had on the channel before, Dubai Harbour at 9-2. And then the 415, we've got Hitched, Farrell's Lane, and Mr. Blue. So there'll be a decision to be made then on the prices, because at the minute I'm not keen on the prices on Hitched or Farrell's Lane. If I can get a bit more juice in the price, if one of them goes in, the other one goes out, I'll probably back the one that goes out, just because it's on a price. It's got to be on a price for me. I couldn't say honestly out the top 2 there which one's going to win. I'm going to have a look, a further deep dive into that race. And Mr. Blue at 12-1, I think if that drifts further out, I think that could go off at a nice price. So I'm going to try some at SP tomorrow. I think I'm going to put some singles up and some small combinations. Now, Wilder Darcy is 22-1. I do think it's value. I've got to again look a bit further into it. So this is my initial stage. I just wanted to show people what I get up to. So move on to Chelmsford, and what I'll try and do just to speed it up a bit is, I know not everyone's into a lot of waffle, so the 415 on this one, look, we've got Riverwath and El Bahadi, however you say it. I think that one's Steve's mentioned. Now, they're both of a similar price on the places. We've got 6 o'clock for the course and distance. We've got the highest earner, which is obviously Abraham Gold, and that's got 1 course win, 13 distance wins, and 1 course and distance. Now, close up there, you'll see in the prices why it's close. Just called Pete is 3 at the course, 10 at the distance, 3 at the course and distance. So again, a very tight race to call. Now, the one that caught my eye was this Darth Ladia. It's got a 36% win rate compared to the other 2. 55% place rate. It has only run in 11 races. So you've got to sort of weigh up. I mean, Just Call Pete's probably got the best win to place ratio for the amount of wins. But you can't deny that it's well whether El Bahir Gold is rightly weighted. So again, you'll have to make your own call on that. 6/5 we've got looking at course and distance, you've got Colton, one that we've had up on the channel before. Highest earners, you've got Colton in that lot with 7 of its wins all coming on turf. Now, the one that caught my eye was Ludo's Landing. So that's had 6 wins, but only one of them's been on turf, so it's clearly an all-weather horse. Then you had Treflight Fan in the same race. So we've got the win percentages 21, 19, 14. Place percentages 38, 38, 36. But that Trifan has dropped 2 classes for tomorrow. So I think that's quite interesting. And again, in case of looking at the prices, on to the next slide. Not as much at Chelmsford. Oh So Perfect, I think we mentioned it last time. I'm going to see what that looks like at Chelmsford. There's one other in the race that I like the look of, but it won't be a channel bet, it'll be a no bet race. And the 8 o'clock, we've got Riot, Shallow Emperor, and How Impressive that caught the eye. So they've got, as you can see, the course and distance there. And then obviously looking at the highest earners again. Now, the one that we had up on the channel today that didn't run, the Quinto, is out for tomorrow. So I would imagine it was. I've not looked why it didn't run today, so I'll have to look at that first. If it's not Airtix Food, then that's a self cert. I think these 3 will be all in the mix tomorrow. I liked this strike rate for La Quinta. I think it's a quality horse. And then also got a decent place finish as well. So then what I've done with that one is, so it's a bit, sorry for being a bit mucky on here. So we've got the 2 in the 4:45 we've mentioned. No bet for the 5:30, 6 o'clock. There's 3 there. Look at the prices; they're all shocking. So not sure if they'll even go down as a single tomorrow because there's just no value in them, and all 3 of them are even with a chance. But a 3-1, 3-1, and 2-1. Unless you really know your stuff, I can't call it. So that might be a no. It might be all depend on the price tomorrow. If one of them drifts out massively, they'll probably take that one. But between them 3 of them prices, I can't call it. And then we've got Colton, that's obviously the course and distance winner. Try Flying Flan with the class drop. No bet race in the 7 o'clock, which is the one I mentioned. There's no bet in the 7:30. Other than I'm going to be interested to watch So Perfect for Mr. Watts tomorrow. Then again, we've got 3 there for the 8 o'clock. So these aren't the final ones. I just wanted to sort of show you the process. It is difficult sometimes when you put the bets up, and obviously Steve gets his up a lot earlier than I do. This is a sort of process that I've gone through, and it probably does cover a bit of Steve's back form. Really, it's similar sort of data, but not directly done on back form. So that's me for the night. I'm got to have a look now. Just spend a bit of time looking at some replays. And I think I'm still going to put them up tonight, although I wasn't going to. I'll put something up so they're there early in the morning because it's been a late evening for myself. And then I think we'll go from that. We'll go from there. The problem is I'm undecided whether to do the combination bets. That's what I'm undecided on. So I don't know whether to try and play it safe, play a few singles, but then I'll be gutted if I put 4 singles out and they don't all come in. So yeah, I'm still gonna be looking further into a couple of replays now into the races This hasn't took into account any of the recent form. It also hasn't took into account the times in what they've run them races. So that will be the next step for me. So this is just my initial sort of brainstorming on the sort of like the things I like to look at for during the races. Give me an idea of the horses that are involved. On the all weather, I do tend to find the all weather horses with more success tend to run better. I know that sounds obvious, but there's a lot of horses that will run now that are basically just keeping them freshened up for when the turf starts. So, but there's also some that run great on the turf and great on the all weather just because they're a class horse. So midweek, you're looking at the lower end of the scale with the races that are available. Most of them are 4 to 6 class six, so they're not the greatest standard. It's a more, I would say, it's more closely, um, except for some of the, you get some nice novices and some nice juvenile races that I like to watch. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it anyway. Is it's in the week, it's a bit more like greyhound racing than it is. A lot of these will all run against each other loads of time, so it's just trying to pick out the ones that are like obviously probably exposed but still in with a chance, if that makes sense. So I've not gone through yet. I'll look at how many of these are up against completely unexposed ones that I can't sort of rate, and then see what basically how the land lies. So all right, I'm gonna carry on. Stop there because my voice is going. I hope some people find that useful, some people not, but I just want to go through the process really of how I've been looking at it. Cheers, guys.